All right. So it's 5 after, so thought we could go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone. My name is Kara Powell, and I am the Reentry case manager at the McLean County Jail, and I am also the treasurer for the Reentry Council. So if we wanted to just kind of quickly go around and introduce yourself, name, where you work, and your title. Why don't we start with that and then we'll go ahead with the program. Kat, would you like to lead us off, please?
Of course, you catch me mid bite.
I'm
I'm
so
eating my
sorry. I am
afternoon
so
snack. It's
sorry.
okay.
We can go to someone different.
No, I'm good. I'm Kat Hayes. I am the community health specialist for recovery supports within McLean County ROSC. And we focus our work on we're a network of recovery support services for individuals in recovery from both substance use and mental health challenges.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much.
Hey, Kara,
Um,
could you turn on the recording? It says
I
as host
haven't
start.
listened.
Sorry.
no, you're fine.
And then
Oh,
I can
it's
edit
okay.
this part out too. Sorry. Thank you, ma'am.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying to figure out. Oh, okay.
Same.
It says it's already recording.
Oh, fabulous. Okay, cool. Just kidding
Um,
then.
Heather, do you
Keep
want to go
going
next?
off.
Oh, sure.
No, it's not.
I am Heather Johnson. I'm a real estate agent for Remax Rising here in Bloomington. I am currently multitasking, so I apologize if things go sideways. I'm also the secretary for the McLean County Reentry Council, and we, if anybody is curious or knows anyone, we're looking for two community behavioral health reentry navigators, and I will be helping to facilitate that as well. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it about me.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And Julian.
Julian Hernandez. I'm from the Center for Youth and Family Solutions. We have an office in McLean County in Bloomington on Center Street and on Morris Street. But we have several programs that we work in the area. One specifically that I supervise is uh, a contract with probation. So I'm just kind of joining to see what I can help with or what we can do.
Oh, okay. Sounds great. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thanks for joining. Steve, would you like to go next?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Steve Bridges. I'm the Central Region Coordinator for Illinois Joining Forces. We are a veteran service organization that assists service members, veterans, and their families within the state of Illinois by running a 24-hour-a-day care line that veterans can reach out to, tell us what their problems, needs, wants are, and then we work at connecting them with the proper resources to alleviate their concerns. We do that for free. We do that for any discharge status and for any branch of service.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chris, would you like to go?
Sure, I'm Chris Conley. I teach at Illinois Wesleyan and I am on the Reentry Council board, and I also am a CASA volunteer.
Wonderful. Thank you. Michelle?
I'm Mama Michelle, and I'm with the Joy Care Center Reentry, and I run the program and make all the contacts.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Drew?
I'm Drew Zimmerman. Can you hear? Okay, I was just making sure you could hear me, but I think my mic's going. So, I'm government reporter with the Pantograph. Written about reset in the past, and just kind of observing today. We were interested in doing kind of an update piece on it, so that's just kind of why we're here today. Our court reporter was working on this, but she's on vacation this week, so I got the alert that the meeting was going on. So just kind of observing in her stead.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you. Welcome.
So Drew, if you want to reach out to us separately, feel free to. I'm assuming you said like you meant an update on the Reentry Council. We have a lot of new things happening, so I know that I think I can speak for the whole board to say that we would love to sit down and talk to you about, you know, everything that we have going on and what we're planning on doing. So feel free to reach out to our email, and I can drop our admin email in the chat too. So, okay, that's all, Kara. I will be quiet now.
No, you're fine. All right, sounds good. Well, I think that we got everyone but our speaker. So now I will turn it over to Jackie Matthias. She works at McLean County Jail and will talk about the reset program. But then she, as she will probably mention, but she is open to answering questions not just about the reset program, but anything kind of jail related. So Jackie, turn it over to you.
Hello. Okay. Again, I think I know some of you. I am the director of Reset, which we were formerly known as Inmate Services, but we changed our name the end of 2024, early 2025. Wanted to sort of reflect the changes that we have made, get away from the word inmate, and also just kind of better reflect our overall what we're trying to do. So for anybody who's been around long enough, I've been at the jail for 17 and a half years now. And when I first started, it was me and my boss, Melinda, that were part of inmate services. And then there was a little bit of contracted counseling, a little bit of like program director over here, just very fragmented. So what we've done is try to build an overall behavioral health, more holistic approach to the residents that we serve here. So, okay, Kara, next. So Reset, what is Reset? Reset is Recovery, Education, Support, and Reentry Team. And that, in general, we kind of feel like this covers everything that we try to do, everything that we're trying to help accomplish, recovery from whatever it might be that they're going through, education, whether that be formal education, life skills, your mental health, all of those things, support in all the ways that we can, and then preparing for reentering and coming back home and coming back out. So, and we have a whole team, which I will introduce after this. So, who is on Reset? Go ahead, Kara. Team members. So there is me. We have 2 licensed mental health therapists, a certified alcohol and drug counselor, substance abuse counselor, our reentry case manager, who's also a certified reentry case manager specialist, our commissary manager and her assistant, and then also the jail chaplain is part of our team. So next. Our mental health therapist. So we have 2 mental health therapists. Like I said, they're both licensed. One is an LCPC, licensed clinical professional counselor, and one is an LCSW. So their jobs are assessing, they pretty much meet with everybody who comes in and reports to us when they come in that they have had previous mental health treatment or currently in mental health treatment, or just are a concern to the officers that are coming in. They do our suicide risk assessments and safety planning. They do one-on-one counseling, group counseling. They organize different groups. Those are just some of the examples of some of the groups that we have. Our groups are on a kind of a quarterly rotating basis, and that is done based on what team members feel is most needed by our residents at the time. We have some validated screenings that we do with everyone that comes in. So even if someone comes in and doesn't tell us that they've ever had anything going on, and a lot of times they don't want to talk to the officers or don't want to do a lot, within the first week, we'll see them to do a mental health and a substance abuse screening, and that both of those are validated screenings, so that we can try to catch everybody not falling through the cracks. While that's not on there, our medical staff also does a 2-week assessment on everybody that's in, and they communicate to us as well if someone reports to them. So we try to stay on top of it. We work very closely with our officers because our officers are the ones that are in there and seeing people day in, day out, 8 hours a day, nonstop. They notice the changes. We also have other residents that will give us heads up and alerts, and our therapists will check in on people based on peer referrals. So both mental health therapists also make referrals to our psychiatric provider, who we contract through Carl Broman for a advanced practice nurse practitioner who's got a lot of letters behind her name because she's got mental health, substance abuse, all kinds of things that she's certified to be able to treat and assess. Next. In 2025, so just a little over a year old, we added the position of substance abuse counselor, and she was our reentry case manager, and she moved over and got her CADC. So we have a MAR program, which is a medicated assisted recovery program. That has grown so much that we really saw the need for an actual specific substance abuse counselor. So our mental health counselors can see people for substance abuse diagnosis, but it's unfortunately such a high population that we have here that would meet criteria for some level of substance abuse disorder, that we felt it was really important to have someone who specialized in that area. So she assesses all the people coming in who have currently or previously have told us that they have used or have had a substance use issue or are going through withdrawals. She follows up if there's from the valid screenings that I talked about before, she'll follow up with anybody who maybe didn't say anything when they first came in, but it alerts to us at that point. Follows up on all staff referrals. Again, our medical staff will let us know, hey, we saw this person and now they're saying these things are going on. A lot of people don't want to tell us that they think they're going to go through withdrawals when they come in because they don't want to be in observation during that time. They want to go straight to general population and all of that. So they might try a couple days to power through, and then we find out about it. So she'll be following up with anybody that comes up a little bit later. She facilitates our substance abuse group, so also meets with people for prevention planning, med management, understanding things, and she also will make referrals to our psych provider for our MAR program, for our medication assisted program for assessment there. Next, talk about Kara. So we have a dedicated reentry case manager, and that is Kara, and I say she is our inside out person. So she is our link for our residents to kind of like the community and all the outside. So she meets with everybody who comes in. She, or one of our interns that works with her, meets with everybody who comes in and does an initial social needs assessment so that we can figure out, hopefully from the gate, like, what are you going to need while you're with us, and what might you need while you're walking out, when you're going to be ready to walk out the door, and try to get ahead of that as much as we can. Once she meets with them, she may be referring to other team members, one of the other counselors or therapists. She helps to set appointments. She will sit with them to do like substance abuse screenings with community providers. She also works with people that are involved with DCFS so that we can help to ensure that they're able to participate in the process and be a part of those hearings. So she'll assist in making sure that we can either telecourt or through the phone or in some manner be able to make sure they are still involved in that process. And you can see the whole list there. She does all of it, works with community agencies. She also does facilitate some groups about life skills, well-being, goal planning, things like that on a rotating basis. But Kara really is our link to the outside world for our residents.
I was going to say, Jackie, it sounds like Kara does a whole lot more than she lets on.
I'm sure she doesn't tell you all the things that I throw on her plate on a regular basis. Like, hey, this person from the courts just emailed me about this. Can you do it? Thanks. So yes, she's busy because she has because everybody who leaves us, we try to give what we call our reentry resource packet. So even if you didn't ask us for anything, we're giving you some Narcan, local resources, um, voting forms, your rights to vote. I don't remember what else is in there, Kara, but we can, if I forgot stuff, we can throw out there later, but try to give as much information as we can, even as they're walking out the door.
That's awesome.
Okay. So our commissary manager and assistant, formerly known as the program director, but so basically she manages once a week. We have commissary. So commissary items that are available and they're ordered by Monday and they come on Tuesdays every week and are passed out. Those are things above and beyond what we provide just basically to everybody. Everybody is given like soap, shampoo, toothpaste. We'll give you underwear if you came in with none and you don't have any money, things like that. But this is the above and beyond. So a lot of people don't like state soap. They don't like, some of the basic things that we give. They'll get more of that. There are other things such as like puzzle books and decks of cards and different games and things like that that they'll order for themselves too. But she also we do a lot of trying to incentivize some special programming, things like that. And our commissary manager makes sure that we are set up for that and will order things for us to make sure we have everything we need. She also oversees and recruits our volunteers. So Michelle knows her well because Michelle's been coming here with us for 100 years, Michelle. I don't know how long you've
pretty
been coming
much
in. Longer than
since
me.
2010. Since
Okay,
2010.
so yeah. So Michelle knows her well because she oversees our outside volunteers. So all of those groups that are non-religious groups that we have that come in, she works with volunteers, makes sure that their lists are up to date. So who there is going to be in their groups, things like that. She also oversees, we partner with Heartland Community College for our adult education programming. So for those looking to get their GED, work towards those things, we have 2 teachers that come in 4 days a week to oversee that. And then she and her assistant are both proctors of the test so that we can test people while they're here, do the testing for the various parts of the GED program. She's my data person too, thankfully, because I thought I was trying to go into a job where I didn't have to do numbers of any kind, and that didn't work out. So, but she tracks the attendance of everything, keeps track of all the things that, because we'll send participation sheets with our residents to court that says, here's all the things they've been doing while they're with us. And they all want those always because it shows the court they're not just sitting here with nothing. She oversees our kitchen workers, linen, library, barbers, works with the officers to figure out who would be appropriate for that. She also has a ton of work that I'm sure I don't even know all of what she does all the time. So, and her assistant also helps us with doing some groups. Her assistant, Audrey, will supervises our inner circle groups, which are peer-led groups, and also does an art group once a week that travels around in the various housing units because art is such a popular group. We kind of try to spread it out a lot. Okay. Our jail chaplain is contracted. He's here around 15 hours a week. He oversees all of our spiritual volunteers. So he recruits and oversees those, makes sure we have the Bible study, Quran study, those types of programming, and makes the volunteer schedules. Also works with the local community faith-based organizations on anything, the donations of things that we can get. The largest groups, religious faiths that we have here are Christianity and Islam. But we do now and then have a resident or two that'll come in with another faith and will reach out into the community. We had someone who was practicing Hindu a while back, so we reached out and got materials for that, and that's part of what our jail chaplain does. He also provides one-on-one counseling, religious-based counseling sessions, assists with getting us donations. We have a closet that we use for it's called our reentry closet, but we have backpacks, coats, sweats, shoes. It's getting hot, so we have some water bottles, things like that for our residents who are returning to the community that might be underhoused or unhoused, and needing some things going forward. So our chaplain also helps us with finding donations for that as well. Next. So how someone accesses services with Reset, there's many ways that they can do this. The biggest way they do it is through self-request via our tablets. There are tablets available with request forms on them, or a paper request for being in counseling or groups or any of the programming. A referral by any of the staff members. As I said, officers will call us and say, this person just seems off today. Can somebody come talk to him? Or this person's getting out later today and they don't have this and this. Can somebody come and help get this set up? Through the screenings that we've talked about, follow up by ourselves. We'll follow up with someone that we just know has a self-reported history. Also, we get calls from family, from friends, from probation, from various sources, from judges. Have emailed and reached out to us and said, can you meet up with this person? Here's what we're concerned about. Here's what's going on with them, and can you help get this set up? So really the access to services can come from almost anywhere, letting us know, and we'll follow up and see what we can do. Yeah. Next, special needs housing units. So our special needs housing units. So once upon a time when it was first built, in 2029, it kept being called the mental health unit. Well, the problem with that is a mental health unit is a hospital unit, which has therapists and doctors and, all of that, like on a regular basis. This is a special needs housing unit, and I don't call it a mental health unit because this is just really our area for more of our most vulnerable population. So a large portion do have serious mental health concerns, but sometimes it's more of an intellectual disability, or they might be on the autism spectrum at a level that we feel they would not be generally safe in the general population or safe from being manipulated or anything like that. This is a smaller housing unit where officers assigned to the unit are chosen pretty much because we know they're patient, because these can also be some of our most trying residents at the time, because depending on what their current situation is and the concerns, you have someone that you're going to be repeating the same thing over and over and over again based on their intellectual different abilities or what might be going on, or they might have outbursts at different times for no apparent reason. And you have to be patient and kind of understanding of that. And so unlike in other housing units, in this housing unit, it's more likely that you are going to have someone talking to you, checking in on you, things like that, rather than go straight to get in your room, what's wrong, why are you screaming at someone? It's a lot of de-escalation in that. We do individual safety and treatment plans at times and people in there are on their own kind of individual, a lot of them on an individual program of what's going on with them. UST and NGRI. UST is unfit to stand trial, and NGRI is not guilty by reason of insanity. So not all of our individuals that are on that list, but many of our individuals that have been found unfit. So the court has deemed they need more extensive mental health help in order to participate in the process. They're waiting to go to a DHS hospital, a state hospital, for further treatment. Oftentimes they will be in our special need housing unit. If you're in this housing unit, you've got frequent contact with Reset members. Usually the counselors are in there on a regular basis. I'm in there frequently. Kara goes in there. Our psych prescriber, they're usually on her list. She is with us about 40 hours a week. So she's the people that are higher need, we can rotate into her schedule on a more regular basis. Our goal, especially with those who are waiting for a DHS bed, is to get them as stable as possible and hopefully maybe even to be found fit in custody and not have to leave, because the wait for beds at the state hospital is extremely long and drawn out process. So we do our best to get people medicated, participating in counseling or the groups, and in a good place, either before they go so that it's shorter stay, or maybe to get them off that list. Next one. We also have what we call our recovery pod, which is our substance abuse supportive living environment. So again, it's not a treatment unit, but it is a supportive living environment, because the treatment unit would imply that we can have very structured every single day counseling. The residents that want to be in this have to apply to be part of that pod. They have to be basically in good standing as far as not any major rule violations. Usually they're actively seeking and participating in groups already, seeing the substance abuse counselor, really wanting to make that change and be in an area where they also would be supportive to those in that environment trying to make those changes for their life. They plan and implement groups for themselves as well as participate in the formal programming. So they are still involved in whatever programs we have available that they're in, but they also do their own groups. Right now they have, there's a yoga group going on. We have a young man that's decided to be a yogi. And so we've gotten them DVDs and the mats, and so that they can do that a couple of times a week. Just ordered workbooks. They want to do their own CBT based group, kind of their thinking group. And they run their own AA and NA meetings at times in there. So we'll get them those things. They also have weekly pod meetings. And again, the same officer that watches over our special needs pod watches over our recovery pod. And one of the things they do is when they see a conflict, maybe, or because our officers are always watching and paying attention, like this looks like a tense situation or something like that. They pay attention to it, but don't necessarily step in immediately, because we're encouraging them in this pod to learn conflict resolution skills and work these things out. And it's been working out pretty well in there. We've had moments, but overall, they're able to sort of address it. So the officer pays attention to make sure everything's safe, but also watches and then follows up to make sure that it is kind of worked out amongst themselves. And then the substance abuse counselors in there, our other counselors see people, our mental health counselors also see people, and we're always working with them in there as well. Next. Trauma-informed care. So a high percentage of our county jail inmates experience trauma. I'm sure that's not shocking to anyone on this panel. And so we are always needing to be cognizant of how we are approaching our residents and the people in our groups and that we're interacting with and things like that. So for residents, we have ongoing training for officers and reset in trauma-informed interactions and evidence-based trainings. We have reset members who are certified in leading gender-specific and veteran-specific trauma therapy groups. So those would be Tori, one of my counselors. She's also part of the Veterans Treatment Court and is certified in doing veteran-specific trauma therapy groups. I think she's doing it individually right now. Generally, our veteran population is not so high as to have a large group of that. So it's a lot of individual, and then they are in more general groups. For everyone, it's linkage to appropriate aftercare services. For our corrections officers, because we have a lot of vicarious trauma or our own trauma, and things can happen. And with officers and staff in corrections, there's a lot that goes on and that we see and hear and are part of. So we have to take care of ourselves too, so that we can continue to help the people that we're protecting that are in here right now. So we have staff wellness program. Daisy is our staff wellness dog. So I think she's been in the paper, and if you looked at the sheriff's website, or yeah, sheriff's Facebook page, you've seen Daisy. She's our yellow lab. That's running around here often. We have critical incident debriefing, and then linkage to IEP and other supports that might be available. So that is kind of a nutshell. I ran through it so I could answer questions or more specific things that you might have. I'm always available. Feel free to email me, call me, reach out with anything. Kara as well can get a hold of me, or you can go through Kara. But that is what we've done over the last about 5-ish years, is expanded it up to this. So I'm open for questions from anybody.
Jackie, I dropped the McLean County Sheriff Facebook page into the chat for anybody that's interested. And
Okay.
then our admin email now that we have up and going is also in there.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jackie. Does anyone have any questions for Jackie?
Or anything I forgot. We also have interns. I guess I didn't talk about that. I see her sitting there behind Kara, our
Yes,
current
this is
intern,
Ava.
Ava's our current intern. But we have interns from both ISU, Heartland. We've had Wesleyan nursing interns come in. I've had a few scattered other places where the person resides in Bloomington normal, but goes to school somewhere else, that have come in as interns. But we love having our interns come through and help us and do things. Our goal, I am working on having a recovery support specialist intern for the fall semester. So
What
we're
are
working
your
on
interns typically responsible for? Like, what kind of roles do they take on at the jail?
So it depends on sort of what they're interested in, what we kind of direct them to. So say someone that is more interested in the officer side of things, we'll probably direct them in that way, to be shadowing officers, learning those things, helping out with, discipline hearings and shakedowns and various things like that. If they're more on the behavioral health side, they are helping us to complete all those validated screenings. They help Kara with social needs assessments and getting together reentry. Kara puts together reentry specific ones for different residents that she meets with. So putting together those reentry packets and referrals and resources for people. They can go and observe court things. What else do we have them do? They sit in on groups, and sometimes we've had our interns oversee, when Audrey's busy, help facilitate our peer-led groups, so that's how they can count as court credit, is if a staff member can verify the people were in the group and actually participating in an actual group. So if we have an intern there that can say, yep, that's what they were doing today, and that we can mark it all off. So we will utilize them there to help us with group. We've had some interns that have led groups and wanted to put together some groups, and we're open to that and helping them out with that as well. So
when you say they shadow the officers, are you talking about like the police force or the officers within
corrections officers.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So like
inside
what people might call guards, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Corrections off COs is how it's said here.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jackie, Kat had a question. Can outside organizations come in to present on local community resources?
Well, that's very interesting that you say that, because Kara and I are working on a resource fair, hopefully in the fall, that we
That's
will be
fantastic.
outlined outside. Well, when I say we, Kara is working on the presentation that I'm going to present to my bosses about how we see this working. And we're hoping to have our first annual or first one kind of in the fall. Just working out some logistics on what we can do. If you have any resources, or anyone does, that you would like us to have in our reentry packet, just get those to Kara, because we'll put it in there, like whatever it is, whatever you want us to know, and make sure we're getting out, because those are handed out to everybody when they walk out the door. Some people don't want them. They may get rid of them, but we figure they may land with somebody that'll get something out of them at some point. But yeah, so we're working on a couple things there, but we're always willing to take information that we can add to our reentry packets too.
Awesome.
Yeah, yep. And I put my email in the chat as well if you want to reach out to me or send me anything. I would love that. And Jackie, I don't think, did you touch on Storybook?
Oh, I didn't touch on Storybook, did I? We make our interns do that a lot. Oh, Ava, we got to get you up on Storybook. I will answer you in just a second, Kat. Our Storybook program is one that's been around for a long time, but has kind of changed up over time. That is a program where our residents can put in a request to read a story. We record it and send it via email now to a family or a friend or whoever it is that is currently having guardianship of their children. They read the book. We then let them write a little note, say something, and then we mail the book off to that child so that they can then listen to their parent, loved one, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whoever it is. We don't really like necessarily police who their loved one is, because we don't choose their families for them. And then they can send that off, but then they have that, the family has that, so that then they can hear that. They usually can do that. Becomes very popular around Christmas time, obviously, but it's year round. It's an anytime thing. And it's no cost to
Amazing.
the residents. We pay for that's paid for through commissary funding. So it's not that they have to buy the book or pay for time or anything like that. They just sign up, and we
I
pay
love
for the
that
postage
so
and
much.
everything.
Whoever thought of that, thank you so much.
It was
So much.
way before me. I don't know. It was here. We've just had to
It is,
reiterate. I have no
yeah,
idea.
it's such a great idea.
Relationship with probation, court services, the entire other side. Pretty much we are the liaison between the courthouse side and our residents in many ways. So the relationship there is we're always working with probation attorneys, lawyers, all of those kinds of things. With reentry planning, or when their clients come into custody, if they're wanting to let them know things when they're coming in. We also have reset team members on all of the specialty courts. So I and one of the counselors are on the recovery court, mental health court program. Our substance abuse counselor is part of the drug court team. And then, as I said, our other counselor, she's part of the veterans court team, so that we're really involved in the specialty courts as well, and linking up and making sure kind of the in and out there happens.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions? No?
You're quiet,
All
girl.
right. Well, thank you
Or
very much.
questions outside of reset even, I guess, and if they needed anything else before go. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm just reading through what you sent, Steve. Thank you very much for that.
Sorry, I was trying to drop that in at the end, so I wasn't trying to steal anybody's thunder from the.
No.
Oh, no.
No, you're fine. It does seem like we're kind of at the end of questions. So again, thank you very much, Jackie. And I know if you all think of any questions later, Jackie is always available to answer any questions that you have. But yeah, now we can open it up to any upcoming events that your organization has going on. So Steve, do you want to talk about that at all?
Sure. IJF runs 3 regional summits a year. The Central Illinois Summit is coming up on July 9th. It's a free event for providers, gives everybody an opportunity to come together and see what resources are available in the area that can assist veterans and service members and their families. We also offer some breakout sessions during that. So There'll be a class on moral injury, a breakout session on how Illinois Joining Forces can support your organization. And we've partnered with the wonderful Kat, who will be coming and teaching our Narcan training to anybody that wants to attend that. The breakout sessions rotate, so you have a chance to attend each one. And then we'll break for lunch. And then the afternoon session is we're going to name a Central Illinois Veteran of the Year and Veteran Service Organization of the Year and present those awards. The intent is in October, we're going to invite the winners from each region to come to Springfield and name one of the two types of awards will be named the statewide Veteran of the Year and Veteran Service Organization of the Year. So it's kind of a mix of collaboration, training, and an awards ceremony. And we'll throw in breakfast and lunch for it too if anybody wants to attend. And it's at the Doubletree in Bloomington this year.
Steve, are there any organizations that you think that you haven't seen in the past that you really like to see there, or maybe some spots that have been missed that you could use help in recruiting? Is this more of an event for veterans or for other organizations to know and learn about your services?
It's the second.
Okay.
Organizations coming in and learning what we do, but we also want to learn what you folks do. Because when veterans call in, if we don't know the resources are out there, we can't refer them out to the right people. So if we can,
so kind of an internal resource fair for community organizations to learn about the other resources that we offer here.
Yes.
Awesome.
Except it will not be in a resource fair format.
Okay.
So we do give everybody an opportunity to stand up and introduce themselves and give a brief little rundown of what their organization does. And then we just encourage, everybody's an adult, so it's, take breaks on your own. And if you see somebody across the room that you want to talk to, you think that's a resource I need to know about, make that connection.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Kat?
Yeah, I went ahead and dropped like a couple of different things in the chat as far as some of our upcoming initiatives we're doing for National Recovery Month. It is right around the corner in the next 2 months, September. We're inviting our council members, but also community organizations to help us with this initiative, or with these 3 initiatives, I should say. We've got 3 different ones we're doing. We're doing, again, our annual library display campaign. We're partnering with our local libraries across McLean County to raise awareness around substance use and mental health disorder recovery. They will supply the books. We supply them with the information as far as like our infographic, along with different resources in McLean County and at the state level. Our other initiatives that we would love to see some participation from our friends on this call with are, one of them is we're doing our 2nd annual Recovery Experiences project. With that, we're looking to recruit at least 10 people to share their recovery story on our Facebook and Instagram pages. Last year, what we did was we asked people to fill out a form where they answered a question and then uploaded a photo, and we turned that into their recovery story video we shared on Facebook. We've got 6 people signed up so far, but we're wanting to hit 10 or more people. So if you have participants that are interested, yes, I love hearing that, Tara. If you have participants in your programs who would like to sign up for that, that flyer is in the chat. It's as simple as you go scan the QR code, they fill out a form, and we'll reach out with next steps for recording those stories. The other initiative we have is Paint the Town Purple. We started this last year, and the idea is we want to see as many organizations, groups, businesses decorate anything purple that they want. So we've suggested you do like a window, a door, a car door, a display. Get creative with it. It's open to interpretation. But the central theme is that purple component of raising awareness for National Recovery Month. We had seventh floor probation at the Law and Justice Center participate last year. We're wanting to see even more organizations participate this year. The other piece of that is we're soliciting donations. If you feel so inclined, you want to help us out with that, you can reach out to me via email with next steps. So we're just asking our council members, our planning committee members, like, hey, would you take on asking one business for donations for prize baskets for this? So if you have any questions about any of those and you want to be more involved, I'll drop my email in the chat.
Kat, what are the prize baskets for? The donations you said, are those for?
Yes, those will be the prizes for the Paint the Town Purple competition. With that, rules are pretty simple. People snap a picture of what they decorated, they send it to us. We put it on Facebook. We promote it on Facebook. The 3 entries with the most likes win for second and third place prize baskets. And those donations will go towards those different themed prize baskets.
Got it. And for people about the recovery experiences, I'm assuming that's on your social media page too, that if we went there, you could share it. Okay, excellent.
Yep.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else have anything they would like to share, add? No? All right. Well, thank you all very much for joining today. We really appreciate it, and I hope you all learned something, had a good time. And it was great to see some new faces. So thank you all so much. And hope that you all keep coming back. But yeah, I guess we'll end just a few minutes early and enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend.
Yes,
All
thank
right.
you so much, everybody. Thank you, Kara,
Thanks,
for
everybody.
leading, and Jackie, thank you so much for your insight and the new faces and some of the old. It was great to see everybody.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We'll see y'all later.
Thank you.